London has become a ghost town in the biggest lockdown of British society since the Second World War. As coronavirus spreads rapidly, doctors are gravely worried the UK's cherished National Health Service could buckle. While millions isolate at home, doctors like Jenny Vaughan and husband Matt Dunkley are on the front line.
Life has changed as we know it. Both our kids are on homeschool and we are juggling that with trying to go to work.
Well, let's see what the day holds today. All the elective surgeries cancelled.
Just look after yourself though. Please be careful.
Matt is a surgeon who's training to operate ventilators in a COVID-19 ward.
It is a calm before the storm. We've been clearing as many beds as possible out of the hospital.
Despite being in remission for cancer, Jenny will stay working on her wards.
My main concern at this time is that people coming in with the normal health conditions, heart attacks, strokes, all the things that we normally deal with, they mustn't lose out, okay? We mustn't have more avoidable deaths of other conditions because of this crisis. I think it's probably inevitable that we will.
7,500 retired doctors and nurses have volunteered to go back to work in Britain.
What everyone's trying to do is to avoid the peak and the collapse of the health service.
2 weeks ago, the British government was resisting the types of measures put in place in Europe to keep people at home. There were suggestions the government considered a strategy to reach herd immunity before it was told that could lead to 260,000 deaths. Now Boris Johnson has reversed course, forcing Brits to stay home.
Without a huge national effort to halt the growth of this virus, there will come a moment when no health service in the world could possibly cope, because there won't be enough ventilators, enough intensive care beds, enough doctors and nurses. And as we've seen elsewhere in other countries that also have fantastic healthcare systems, that is the moment of real danger.
Police will now enforce a national lockdown and a ban on gatherings of more than 2 people. The only exceptions: shopping for food or medication, exercise once a day and travel for essential workers.
So I managed to get it nearly closed.
With lost incomes and for fear of being stranded as health systems strain, Australians in Europe are making the difficult decision to return home.
The thought of potentially months-long isolation without my family or my immediate support, it was just really scary. I'm Kathleen. I have lived in the UK for about a year, and I'm from Brisbane originally.
So it's my last day.
Kathleen Smith is halfway through a 2-year visa working in festival marketing, but the pandemic has paralysed the arts sector in London.
I think I saw all of the things that I love about London. I could just sort of see all of those things being taken away, really. It was a really tough decision.
We should have been a little bit more active about social isolation and lockdown and cancelling mass gatherings earlier on.
Even with a lockdown now in place, the health system is preparing for the worst.
Hospitals and its staff are getting ready to ramp up to the task so that we save as many lives as possible. That's the aim.